It's just a quick update video on an approximate 9-acre field at the farm that we decided to plant some screening cover on around the perimeter and turn into wetlands. It was an ag field. Decided to try to give this back to the wildlife. We planted about 110 Salix Skyrise, hybrid Salix Skyrise. That's what's on the outside here. These are a willow type. And then we planted 900 Norway spruce and white spruce. We tried to get this screening to work, or the thought was we've got a road frontage there, and it's unfortunately 10 to 12 foot drop off, so real difficult to screen, to use miscanthus or anything like that, to build a berm, etc. There's just really no good way to screen it, so we thought we'd try these fast growing willows and just see what they would do. And as we're coming around the corner here, where I'm right up on the tight side to my neighbor, we can see all the Norways down across there. You'll see some logs out there in the distant field. That's where we started the wetlands, and put those dead ash in the wetlands to give them a little structure. These were 2x2s, I think they're called. And that's the Norway, that is, and the Salix were about 3 foot tall, just bare root transplants. Here we have all the buckets. Kyle and I watered these Salix as much as possible the first summer, 5 gallons to a time. Used a tractor and a water tote to do it, and just watered them every chance we could get, which was mainly on the weekends. A lot of work. The holes have a brick in the bottom, or rather the pails have a brick in the bottom, and a couple of holes for a slow release of that water. It's supposed to help avoid some runoff and produce more of a centralized, deeper root growth out of the start. Worked pretty good. I couldn't imagine watering them really any other way. We could dump 5 gallons of water. I think we got it down to about 13 seconds. We could fill up one of these pails and just keep on trucking to the next one with 2 of us towing the tote with a tractor. So now we'll take a look this August, 4 years later. And here we go. You can see down at this east end, the Salix did not do very well. I think it might just be drier, inferior ground down there. The Norways didn't do quite as well down there either, so it's just very strange, pretty gravelly down there, I think. So that was unfortunate. Where I really needed them to do the best, they actually did the worst. A lot of them are still alive though, and as those roots get down and take, maybe they'll start to really grow. You'll also see that they don't have a ton of branches down low. You can still kind of see through them. That wouldn't be as bad of a deal. Because remember, I got that 10-foot drop to accommodate. So once these trees, if they ever were to get good and hardy, the central piece of the tree would be right at about road level, which would work out really nice. And then we're happy. I mean, honestly, the Salix did really well up here, where I kind of needed them the least, but nonetheless, they look pretty good. Big trunks for 4 years old, I would say. And the spruce are doing really good. I'm just happy. I don't think we lost very many of them. I mean, most of them lived, and we did nothing to them. We put them in, never weeded, never sprayed around them. They disappeared for the first 2 years. Like a lot of guys told me they would. They just kind of sat there and did nothing, it seemed like. And now they're really getting their legs and jumping up where they're taller, than Kyle and I. And now I think they'll just start to really take off if they stay healthy. It's a pretty good sight seeing things like this survive. It doesn't take much to make us happy, but it sure is nice to see these popping up and really, so far, look healthy. So there you can see, you know, a pretty good stand of the Salix that popped up. I wish I had that obviously all the way along the road frontage, but it just didn't turn out, and it doesn't always turn out. The wetlands are pretty good, and I think that we're getting better each year. You know, as we get habitat filling back in around them down there. And these pines, or these Norway, the spruce, are definitely going to be, you know, pretty nice buffer, I would say, and give, you know, the deer a lot more security, obviously, to be out in the open parts of this 9-acre field. So, I mean, there might be better things for people to use. I had a special circumstance of that 10-foot drop-off and couldn't think of anything better. These, I would say, aren't optimal. You can see they're pretty sparse. They will get thicker. They will meld together. Right there, you can see a good stand in the middle.